most famous physical therapist on the internet.
Hi, folks. I'm Bob Shaw, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical
Together we are the
therapist.
most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of
Do you
course,
agree?
Bob. Yes, I do.
Okay, very good. Today we're going to talk about plantar fasciitis,
Mhm.
why you must do this thing before you get out of bed. Now, this thing is actually a series of things.
Oh, so it's
So
Mhm.
So it works that way. By the way, if you're new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos on how to stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. Also, you want to join us on our social media and our website, bobandbrad.com, because we're always giving something away. Is it the mattress, Liz? Liz says, yes, we're
Whoa.
giving away a mattress. Oh, the SleepOvation Mattress. That's a really cool gift.
Oh, it is.
You know, you're getting close to
Very nice.
You're not even done.
Oh,
By the way, if you want a shorter version of us, go to Bob and Brad on Instagram. So we got Instagram, official Bob and Brad, and Twitter. Go to bobandbrad.com. The giveaway section is where you want to go for the giveaways. I don't know if I said that or not, but I'm all mixed up now.
Yeah, we're all
right. So fascia, plantar fasciitis. What you have on the bottom of your foot is a tough, flat, fibrous piece of material.
tissue, Bob.
Tissue that actually helps form the arch and gives you some support. This is a very rough version of it. This is not how it looks.
No, but it's easy to see this way,
Right.
and it really gives a concept well, I think.
Right. So what happens in plantar fasciitis, you actually generally get some micro tears.
Mhm.
And a common spot for that to happen is right on the inside of the heel.
Yeah, oftentimes close to that
Close to the heel
calcaneus
itself.
bone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And that's because that's where the most stress is when
Sure.
when you're walking in on the arch. So it starts to heal, and then overnight it begins to heal.
Right.
And then the first thing that happens is you get up in the morning, and what happens? It was half healing, so you break it open again.
Well, because when you sleep, you're typically plantar flex, so this actually tightens up a little bit. So all the tissues kind of tighten, and then when you get up and stand on it, whoop, and it stretches that out, and you can see right there when it stretches it, all the healing gets tore apart again.
Yeah, so this is the hallmark of plantar fasciitis. Itis means, of course, it's inflamed. You get up, you can take a few steps, and you don't feel any pain, and all of a sudden, ow, 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 ow. And generally, as the day goes on, it feels a little bit better because you've stretched it out now. If it gets worse as the day goes on, it's probably something else. It's probably more a bursitis, or there's a heel pad syndrome, or there's a couple other things it could be. So that's the hallmark sign. You're going to get up. It doesn't hurt when you wake up in bed. You take a few steps, and then it breaks open again. That is why you need to do these things before you get out of bed. And even if you get up in the middle of the night, we'll need to put some shoes on. We'll talk about that.
Okay, you bet.
So the first thing you're going to do is you're actually going to stretch that fascia. Now the fascia goes up into the toes, so you're actually going to grab onto the toes and pull on it and stretch the ankle and the foot and the toes all at the same time.
So that tissue right now is being stretched.
Yep. So I'll show it on me, a real live subject. So you wake up in the morning. This is usually how I sleep in the Brad at night, because I want to get dressed in the morning, so I'm all ready.
Well, that's very efficient.
Yeah, I thought so.
We have a video on that.
So go ahead. You can just sit up on the edge of the bed, grab the end of your foot, grab the toes, and pull it this way. Pull the toes towards the shin, and I'm actually getting a stretch on the fascia and even a little bit of the gastrocsoleus too here.
Right,
bit,
right.
So.
Which is all part of the same unit, basically.
So stretch for about 15 seconds. And you can repeat that 5 times. Okay.
What if you don't have that many patients?
You don't have that much patience, you mean?
I'd have a hard time going 15 seconds 5 times if I got to go potty.
All right, 10 seconds, Brad. 10 seconds.
Well, you know, you got to be realistic sometimes.
All right, Brad's going to show you the next thing that you want to do. Now, I'm not saying this is. If you wake up in the middle of the night, I don't think you're going to be able to do all this stuff. You're going to probably have to just throw your shoes on and hope for the best. So, but in the morning, I hope you can hold off.
Okay, just saying.
Okay, Brad's going to show the massage that.
Oh yeah. So, the fibers go this way on the plantar fascia. So we typically like to go across the direction of the fiber, and you can do it with one thumb. You can work both. and you can get in pretty deep. And typically, right there is where the tender spot is. If it's tender, you can work on that tender spot, but if it just feels like it's irritating it, work around it and work the best you can around it. If, however, if you work on it and it starts to feel better after about 20, 30 seconds, then you can work on it longer and, get that scar tissue to break up so that it can reform in a stronger manner. Um,
Can you show a spleen
yeah,
massage to it?
and then there's a spline, thumbs together right in the center, and then you pull apart, and my fingers are on the back of my foot, or the top of the forefoot, the dorsum, and I pull and splay and stretch it out. And I like to start up at the forefoot and work towards the heel and splay that out. And your fingers will get tired and sore. When they're tired, then you're done.
Some
It's
people
a few
use
minutes.
their knuckles too. I'm not sure how they really do that. And some people use, oh, you got them all there, don't you, Brad?
Oh yeah, we got a variety.
Yeah. Some people use a golf ball. Some
Yeah.
people use a tennis ball. I think the massage works better personally. I mean, you can really
Yeah.
zero in on the right spots, but what if you don't want to touch your feet? I mean, you can go ahead and use
Well,
this instead.
this is a little easier. If you have a hard time getting up to your feet.
Right. That's a good point too.
Right. And I have someone that's using a golf ball right now, and I gave him a ball similar to this that's rough, and
It lights up like that.
well, no, it's actually made for it. This was actually something I got that it actually does feel pretty good when you have those little
Spikes.
spikes on there. It stimulates it and can work it better. Golf ball. Here's the lacrosse
Ball. So lots of balls there.
Yeah.
All right, next one. You can keep a sheet or a towel or a belt near the bed, and you're going to just stretch the calf muscle and the hamstring at the same time. You can do this in a number of ways. One, you could just be laying down like this and hook it on the forefoot here, and you're going to stretch the calf and the hamstring at the same time. And there's
Right, so-
biomechanical
oh,
reasons why we're having you do this, but it's just going to make your gait pattern better, your walking pattern better,
Yeah.
and you're going to be less likely to cause stress to the fascia. So the last one, Brad, is actually it's just a good ankle warm up. And I put these in order. If you're in a great hurry, at least do number one for sure.
Sure.
If you have time, do it, 1 and 2. If you have a lot of time, plenty of time, do all 4 of these. And the last one is just doing the alphabet with the ankle.
Okay.
So, and Brad, you always say, like, take a piece of chalk on the greater toe.
Well, imagine it.
Imagine
yeah,
it,
there's
yeah.
a piece of chalk there, and there's a chalkboard, and you're gonna make the capital letter
The
A.
capital letters, and you go all the way through the alphabet, and it really warms up the ankle
Yep.
and gets a lot of mobility in it. So again, it'll put a little less stress on the fascia
Mhm.
as you're using it. The final thing, and this is just as important, and this is the one that you don't want to miss no matter what. You're going to have some comfortable running shoes or comfortable tennis shoes with a good arch support near the bed, and you're going to slip these on. You don't walk anywhere barefoot, nowhere at any time, no how, no what.
Could
So-
you use a pair of slip-on shoes that have good support?
If they have good support, a lot of them don't. A
Yeah.
lot of them really do not. So you want to make sure you're going to start off the day right. So you want to make sure that fascia is being
Sure.
supported and it can heal.
Yep.
So one of the future videos will show how you can actually just do a piece of tape in the arch and keep
Yep.
it out of
Sure.
trouble. But right now, use the shoe. Have a good support shoe.
Right. Yep. Keep them by the
All
by
right.
the bedstand.
Brad, do we have anything else to say?
No, I'm afraid not, Bob. I think we're clear,
All right. Remember, Brad and I can fix just about anything.
except for
Broken heart. But we're working on it.
Yeah.
Mike, have you broken any hearts lately?
oh, he's a heartbreaker.
Yeah, he's a heartbreaker. Yeah, he says no. All right. Thanks for watching.